Hello everyone, it is Castigator here, and before we even talk about the grim and dark world of the Inquisitor, I need to talk about what is truly broken about this game. Did you know that this 2024 next generation game, available on Windows, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, looks and performs worse than many games from over a decade ago? I have to say, the visuals are simply terrible on multiple levels. There is truly nothing good to be said about the graphics except for the fact that the game actually loads, which is a very low bar for a title developed by the Dust and published by Kalypso Media. Even with updates and patches, the performance is still not truly awesome, it is just barely playable. I set everything to the high preset and saw texture flickering occasionally, screen stuttering at times, and performance drops, especially when there were large crowds. The game also totally crashed once during my playtime, and other bugs like animation overlaps and getting stuck on objects even when there was space to pass through happened a few times. The performance issues, however, are only the start of the problems, because the entire gameplay loop is severely outdated and sluggish. There is absolutely nothing to do in this action-adventure game apart from following the main story quest. When I say nothing, I truly mean it. There is no upgrade tree, no in-game currency, and no loot. I felt like the developers were just delaying everything for the sake of adding more hours to the game, and honestly, it might have been better if this story was just a movie. Then we come to the sword-based combat system, which is one of the most frustrating things I have dealt with. It is slow, barely working, confusing, irritating, sluggish, and just completely unsatisfying with poor feedback. The controls themselves are simple and intuitive, but the feeling you get when you use them is so bad. Finally, the customization is also non-existent. To include no customization in the game other than the basic outfit and a single deluxe edition outfit truly feels like a scam, and it would have been better to include no customization at all, or at least give players more to work with. Now for the parts of the Inquisitor that stop it from being a total disaster. The setting and story are truly what gives this game its intrigue. The premise plunges you into a brutal, alternate 16th century Europe based on a book series where Christ did not die on the cross but descended to unleash vengeance on non-believers, creating an oppressive and blood-soaked church. You play as Mortimer Madardine, a zealous inquisitor sent to a small town to investigate a vampire and other sins. The overall narrative is non-linear and morally complex, forcing you to constantly make difficult choices, deciding between showing pity or adhering to the holy law's demand for unrelenting punishment. This is a very strong point, and it can be a fun roller coaster ride with its highs and lows, creating curiosity with every twist. If you like stories where you react to difficult choices, this one is for you. This focus on story is why the fun meter score is not any lower. Let me also tell you that the characters are great. I truly loved that each main character was believable with good voiceover, a distinct visual design, and a solid personality, all tying into the story in an enjoyable way. Speaking of voiceover, the sound design is a highlight. The voice work is nice and somewhat reminds me of old Assassin's Creed games, although the dialogues overall could have been improved. The game also features decent investigation sequences where you gather clues, interrogate suspects, and enter the mysterious Unworld to uncover hidden truths. I do think having to collect 5 shards in the Unworld instead of 3 felt like an unnecessary delay. Finally, the environment and world design, specifically the town of Koenigstein, are believable enough with attention given to its details, and it was not boring to look at, with NPCs doing their own chores in the world. So here is the final word. After playing through this story-driven dark fantasy adventure, the game is linear in the sense that you play from start to end, but non-linear in the sense of branching story based on your choices, giving it some replayability. Can I recommend it? Not really. The best thing it has is its compelling premise and characters, but the poor gameplay, bad combat, and utterly disappointing visuals make playing it a harsh and frustrating experience. You will not miss out on anything important if you decide to skip this one. Considering all of these points, I give the Inquisitor an overall final score of 52%, which means this game is average at best, forgettable at worst. Thank you so much for watching the breakdown. I truly appreciate your support, and I do need your support to keep making content like this and to keep aiming for betterment ahead. And I will see you all in the next video. Keep gaming.
I hope the Unworld doesn't turn me into one of these skulls.
And that is it for today's video. I am really thankful to you for watching the video and hanging out here on my channel. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stick around. There is a lot more coming your way. Stay tuned, take care, and as always, keep gaming. See you next time.